Welcome back to Leeds Lately. Second stream in a couple of days because we've just played Arsenal. Obviously lost 4-1 if you were with me for that. But tonight we've got Forest. We've actually dropped back into the relegation zone because of other results. Spurs and Everton drawing last night gave us a bit of a shove down the table. But if we can win tonight, we can get back up again. I think to 13th is the potential tonight if we can win this one. So I'm looking forward to this game. I'm really, really hoping that Leeds get a result tonight. The team looks a little bit more conventional. I would use the word conventional. You've got Bamford up top, actual striker back in. You've got McKennie and Rocker who will sit in that central midfield. You've got a proper back four, Firpo, Strout, Koch and Ayling. And you've got Sinisterra, Aronson and Harrison behind Bamford. And it looks like Forest are going to play a bit of a 4-3-3 with Freuler, Danilo, Mangala in midfield. Williams, Felipe, Niakate, Toffolo at the back. And then up front three of Brennan Johnson, Morgan Gibbs-White up top and Emmanuel Dennis on the left-hand side. So 4-2-3-1 versus a 4-3-3. A little bit more conventional, like I say. Leeds have got an actual out-and-out striker back in the team in Patrick Bamford. Let's hope he can get on the score sheet today. But like I say, more than anything, this is a really big game to get 3 points from because we go into Sunday against Crystal Palace, which I'm going to with my dad. So you'll get a match day vlog for that game. But this one, like I say, we are live. And we are hoping for a big, big Leeds United victory here at Elland Road. Really looking forward to this one because I feel like we can get a result here. Forest have scored 4 goals away from home all season. 4 goals away from home all season. So let's hope that Leeds United can continue that trend against Forest and stop them from scoring. Let me just make sure that we've got the timer set up. There we go. We've not actually kicked off yet. Don't worry. I'm just about to set that timer off so that we're all synced up and you can all be synced up with me. Welcome to the chat, Michael. Good evening to you too, mate. We have kicked off. We're underway at Elland Road. If you can't watch this, Forest took the kick due to the coin toss. So Leeds are playing towards the south stand in the first half with the cop behind them. Luke Ayling now with a chance to throw the ball back into play after that long ball forward. And it's headed straight out by, I think that's Freuler. I tell you what, because Forest have signed so many players, I actually don't recognise some of them. So I am going to at some points refer to them just as the Forest player, etc. Aronson there battling in midfield, but it's gone long and Sinisterra is able to win that header and Bamford is able to get the ball back. Welcome, Paul. Fingers crossed. Yes, hoping for a big, big result because we really need it. Oh, Sinisterra has been taken down there, but it's judged to have been a fair tackle, and Leeds have just got a throw in here. And Sinisterra comes back for it, up on his feet quickly into Firpo. Firpo wriggles his way past a player, and Leeds have won another throw in as the Forest player just scrambles the ball. Nico Williams, just scrambles the ball back into touch for another Leeds throw-in. So the ball now with Firpo. Back to Strauch and into Robin Koch. Back to Strauch again. Leeds have the nice little bit of possession here. Michael saying, rumour has it if Nottingham Forest lose and perform poorly, Steve Cooper's job's under threat with Patrick Vieira as a possible successor. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard much about that. But yeah, I think that there was already a lot of pressure on Steve Cooper. But that'll put even more pressure on his job, won't it? Matthew Warrington saying we have to bloody win this match. Absolutely. That's what we were saying. We've dropped into the relegation zone, but with a win, we can go, obviously, because it's against Forest, we can go back up to, I think, 13th, somebody was saying. So would be absolutely unbelievable to get a victory today, especially giving us the confidence to go into that home game on Sunday against Crystal Palace. So yeah, hoping for a big result. Melier's just sort of clipped it into touch there, which isn't great, but it's by the technical area, so not too dangerous a position. I shouldn't say that, should I? Surprised Somerville isn't playing. Maybe he just needs a little bit of a rest, or I keep mentioning this when I've been on like the final word and stuff as well. I think we're so used to, as Leeds fans, just seeing the the obvious players play, if you get what I mean, because they're the only options that we had. We didn't actually have enough depth to put anybody else on. But I think the fact that Somerville's dropped to the bench is maybe just a tactical decision to say that Gracia's thought, well, maybe we need Sinisterra and Harrison, who are both a little bit more physical than Somerville in those wide positions. And that could help us out in this game. Or he might be thinking that Somerville might be useful coming on a little bit later on to try and run at their back line. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Somerville come off the bench. But yeah, as always, lineups either side of me, so you can see who's playing, who's on the bench, who's been dropped, who's in the starting lineup, all that stuff. And as we go through, if you're new, as we go through, I should be able to put the substitutes on the screen with little green and red arrows, so you can see who's come on and who's come off, just so it doesn't get too confusing. Ball into Ayling now on the right-hand side. Now Aronson. Now Ayling with a chance to put the ball in the box. It's a good cross. And Bamford just doesn't get there in time. Back to Aronson on the wing, though. Aronson looking for an opportunity to get the ball in the box, but he's headed up by a couple of players. Now Ayling with a chance to get the ball in the box. Good cross, but it's cleared again. And McKennie is able to clear up, though. And now Robin Koch with the ball. Oh, Ayling's lost the ball there, and a chance for Morgan Gibbs-White to break here, and gives it to Emmanuel Dennis, but a good little foot from Weston McKennie ensures that Leeds get the ball back just while we have this little respite in play. I'd like to think Gracia is more tactically savvy than Cooper. That makes the difference tonight, hopefully. Yeah, from what I've seen so far, Rocker about to shoot here, blocked. From what I've seen so far, I think Gracia is very tactically savvy. He knows what he's doing. I actually think that against Arsenal, we set up really well, even though everyone's confused about it. It really worked for the first sort of 35 minutes until they scored their goal, which came from a penalty, and then obviously they got in the ascendancy. But I think that the plan going in worked if we didn't give away a penalty. So yeah, I think Gracia is very tactically savvy, and hopefully that does win out tonight. Michael saying that he was watching Paxton Aronson coming on as a late sub for Frankfurt versus Union Berlin. Almost a spitting image of Brendan. Yeah, he is. He's just like a younger version, isn't he? We could, if Aronson stays with us for a few more years, which, given the fact he's not been performing amazingly, I can see him staying with us for a few years. You might eventually see Paxton come in here to play alongside his brother. I think Niakate is just off the pitch having one of those little energy booster things, but like, how is he allowed to do that? Oh, is it? Okay, it's Ramadan. It's for the Ramadan fast and stuff. Welcome, Rob. Yeah, missed you in the last one, mate. I guess you weren't available to see that game. But yeah, morning, what time? Let's do the classic. What time is it where you are? We are 5 minutes in here, and Leeds United have a corner with Mark Rocker. Good ball into the box, but it's flicked away by Emmanuel Dennis, it looked like there. Sinisterra is able to pick it up. He's got a man on him, though. Brendan Johnson chasing him down, but he manages to keep it. Amy saying, good afternoon from the USA. Good afternoon. Welcome to the chat. Oh, good evening from where I am. Matches on the USA Network. Right. Yes, I've watched it a few times on there. Just stop there because Dennis was trying to get a ball into the box, but it was blocked by Leeds. It's gone out for a corner. So I guess afternoon in America, Amy's saying, and Rob's saying 4:52 a.m. Yeah, that's not pleasant, is it? That is not pleasant, but you do anything for your club, don't you? Yeah, Michael just mentioned about the water breaks and stuff for the Muslim players because of Ramadan, breaking their fast across across the Premier League games at the moment. Now Morgan Gibbs-White with a chance to get the ball in from this corner in front of the Kop. Headed away well there by Jack Harrison, but I think it's going to be another corner. I'm saying almost 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, USA. Obviously, it's 5 to 8 in the evening. 5 minutes to 8 in the evening here in the UK. Morgan Gibbs-White with another corner then. Let's hope Leeds can defend this and get this away. Oh my God, they've hit the bar. And Leeds have managed to clear through Pascal Struijk, and now a chance to maybe to counter with Luis Sinisterra, but he's been held back. That's almost certainly a yellow card. Yes, it is. Yeah. Nico Williams has picked up a yellow card, which, although we were brought down, I think that was the best outcome from that counter-attack, to be honest, because obviously there's the chance Meslier saves and then bounces back out and Dennis hits the post. Oh no, it's actually Bamford's chest that stops it, and then so then we broke, and then Nico Williams brought down Sinisterra, but I don't think Sinisterra was particularly going anywhere anyway. But to have Nico Williams on a yellow card now against Sinisterra is going to make him think twice about putting in any tackles against. Good little bit of play by Ayling there to win a corner from miles away. Rob saying, I still feel deflated when we win a corner, mostly because I know nothing will come of it. Yeah, ironically, we've just won a corner, so let's see if something does come of this. Yeah, it does feel like that, but I mean, that's just what we've been used to over the last couple of years, isn't it? So hopefully that can change, and we've got a few players who aren't that small, so it's been a short corner here and a chance for Rocker to give it back to Harrison, actually, and Harrison now with a chance to get the ball in the box. It's low, but it's cleared by Felipe. And it's going to go out for a Leeds throw-in. Bit of a wasted corner, that. I feel like sometimes you just need to get it in the box. I know a lot of people hate short corners, and then people hate it when people say, no short corners ever work, but there's a happy medium, and sometimes you just need to put the ball in the box. Weston McKennie with a heavy touch there, but to be fair, Ayling did whack it at him, and now Morgan Gibbs-White trying to break, and Struijk has made a good tackle, but that tackle has popped perfectly and luckily into the path of Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson coming into the box, and Meslier is able to catch his deflected shot there. I'm glad that didn't go in, because that is so jammy. Heavy touch from Morgan Gibbs-White on the halfway line. Struijk comes and makes a good tackle, but it bounces back off Morgan Gibbs-White and goes all the way through to Brennan Johnson. So jammy, and the fact that Firpo got a little touch on it allowed Meslier to catch it. Rob saying into the mixer, yeah, absolutely. When you play amateur football, it's literally just a scream of put it in the mixer, because that's just what it's like in the UK playing playing amateur football. Brendan Aronson with a chance to keep the ball in here, and he does well. He keeps it into the box, but it's just about to be cleared away. And it's going to be a throw into Forest near their corner flag. It's been an okay start for Leeds. Not amazing. The first 10 minutes, not blowing anything away, but we are getting on the ball a little bit more than Forest, and hopefully we can capitalise before it gets too late into this game, and we give ourselves something to defend, which is, we don't often do that, do we? Give ourselves something to actually hang on to and something to protect. So let's hope that we do that as Robin Koch just carries the ball into the centre circle now, looking for a pass. Luke Ayling now plays it down the line, but it's cleared away by Niakate. Ayling's header from that has now bounced into the path of Forest, and Dennis is now on the edge of the box on the left-hand side trying to cross it in. His low pass, 1-0. 1-0 to Forest. I was just saying that we need to get a lead and get something to protect, and we've let them score. Typical Leeds. It's a joke, isn't it? The way that we do things sometimes. We've got 40 people in the chat at the moment. Make me feel a little bit happier about conceding that goal by hitting that like button, please. Try and get it up to 20 at least. Just helps get the stream out there to more people. But yeah, all stem from Ayling heading straight into the chest of a Forest player who's directly in front of him. Yeah, I don't really know what he was thinking there. I think he cleared it, and then when it came back to him, he wasn't really concentrating anymore, and he headed it straight at a Forest player. Yeah, I don't really know what that's about, and it's a good finish from Mangala. He curls it right into the bottom corner, the only place that Meslier wouldn't have been able to get to it, but we should never have given them that opportunity. Leeds are now breaking and counter-attacking, the ball with Ayling in the box. Ayling has a chance to shoot and just blazes it wide of the near post. Where is Verba when you need him? Yeah, I think he's injured. The crowd have to get behind this team. Yeah, they do. Yeah, I mean, people saying about Ayling at fault for some of the goals and not playing very well. Rasmus Christensen's scored in his last 2 games. I know that's not really the criteria for a fullback, for a right back, but he scored in his last 2 games. So, I mean, he's clearly confident. He's got a bit of form behind him. Why didn't Rasmus get a chance when Ayling probably needs a bit of a break, because he does keep making silly mistakes. Even when he's not playing at centre back now, it seems to have crept into his right back play. It's usually just when he's at centre back that he makes these errors, but at the moment he seems to be making them from right back as well, which is worrying given that's his natural position. How have we 1-0 down 13 minutes? That's their 5th goal they've scored away from home all season. And I said it would just be like Leeds to let them score. So, yeah, not a good start at all. We really need to get a hold of this game. And coming from behind is not something that we do that often anymore. We did it a few times under Marsh and Bielsa, but over the last sort of 6 months or so, coming back from behind is not one of our strong points. Junior Firpo now with the ball. Gives it to McKennie about halfway inside the Forest half, who sprays a ball out to Jack Harrison on the opposite side. Great ball. Harrison now with a chance to head up his man, get the ball into the box, and there's nobody there to meet it. Now Robin Koch picks it back up low from that clearance, and Leeds have a chance to go at Forest again. We really need to get a goal and just start again and reset our heads. Oh, ball forward there from McKennie, and Harrison just tried to get on the end of it and couldn't quite, and the keeper Keylor Navas ends up picking that up. It's a really good ball there from Weston McKennie. That's the kind of thing that you want in from Weston McKennie. When he came in and he didn't really do much, not much long passing and stuff. He's already played a couple of long raking balls out wide, one out wide to Harrison and then one through on goal to Harrison. So that's kind of what you want in from McKennie, a bit of progressive passing, getting the ball forward, and that's what we've lacked from him so far. So I think it's positive that McKennie's trying those things today, and hopefully he can have an absolute blinder. 2 up front, it's got to happen against his team. Well, yeah, there's always the potential for that. I think Rodrigo probably will come on a bit later in the game, or Jorginho will come on a little bit later in the game, depending on the state of the game at the time. But really, we need to get a goal as soon as possible, which goes without saying, but this is a very important game and we can't lose this. Now Jack Harrison with the ball, but he's been tackled. Ball's gone out wide though, and Worrell's going to try and... Wait, is it Worrell? Toffolo is trying to win it back. Just as the ball's gone out of play there, we get a chance. Rob saying, I think Ayling sums us up at the moment. He should probably be struggling to keep his place in the side, but instead he is captain, which gives him way too much confidence. Yeah, if Tyler Adams was still on the pitch, I'd argue for him getting captaincy when Cooper's not playing. But other than him, who's a real leader? Verba's not on the pitch either. So at the moment, who do you really pick over Ayling to be a leader in this team? Back of the net saying, never easy with Leeds. No other teams start important games like this. Long ways to go. Don't panic. Yeah, there is a long time to go in this game, isn't there? And that's why at the moment I'm pissed off that we conceded, but I'm not massively worried at the moment, because at 1-0, you've always got a chance to come back into it. I think Sinisterra is going to win himself a yellow card there. Put the hand on the shoulder of Nico Williams. Oh, maybe not, because it wasn't stopping a counter attack. Rob saying the start of this match actually reminded me of a frantic Marsh ball start. Yeah, I can see what you mean. There's been a lot of ball turnovers and giving possession away from both sides, really. So we need to settle down a bit and try and get our heads back into this game. Michael saying Forest will do what they did at the City Ground and pack their defence the longer this match goes on. Yeah, I think they're likely to, aren't they? They're likely to try and hold on to what they've got here, especially given it's away from home, and that's only their 5th goal away that they've scored all season. Just as Bamford now picks up the ball and gives it into Mark Rocker. Mark Rocker plays it out wide to Sinisterra. Sinisterra's gone past his man. He's given it back to Mark Rocker and then out wide to Firpo again. Firpo with a chance to get the ball in the box. It's flicked on and nobody's there to meet it. It's headed away by Forest. Leeds fans getting on the back of a little bit of the players for not chasing that one down. Ayling now having to chase back against Dennis and gets the ball easily and passes it back to Melier. To be fair, Forest are pressing us pretty high. Yeah, they will be at the moment, won't they? And then I think like who was it that said? Somebody said, Michael Brown saying, they'll start to drop deeper and deeper, won't they, as the game goes on? But at the moment, they're still trying to play a bit of a mid block, and that'll eventually drop a little bit deeper, I think. The only captain has to be Bamford. They're playing as an older figure. Let him prove it. Yeah, there is the shout for Bamford, but the thing is with Bamford, he'd be a different type of captain. It'd be more lead by example than commanding. Sometimes I don't think he speaks that much, Patrick Bamford. Jack Harrison now with the ball on the right-hand side, looking to get across into the box. He does well there, gives it into Weston McKennie. Weston McKennie across to Mark Rocker. Mark Rocker shoots. Jack Harrison. Oh, is the flag down? Is the flag down? 1-1. That's exactly the response we needed. 1-1. Get in. That is exactly what we needed. Jack Harrison in there to get the rebound after Keylor Navas saved the first one. 1-1. Back on terms. Let's change that scoreline. That looks much better, doesn't it? 1-1, taking us about 6 minutes to level things up here. And we can start again now. We can reset everything. Lovely ball forward from Robin Koch into Jack Harrison. Jack Harrison then cuts inside against Toffolo. Does him, then has gives it into Weston McKennie, who gives it to Mark Rocker. Mark Rocker has a shot saved by Navas, and then Harrison is there to score the rebound. He does well to stay onside there, Harrison, because we've literally seen, I think it was against Fulham in the Cup when Nonto was a bit too eager and he was offside for a rebound. But Harrison did well to watch his line there. He was actually waiting for the rebound. He watched the line, made sure he was onside, then went and got it and scored. Excellent from Harrison. 1-1. Ayling's just took a little bit of a kick near the head and gone down. 3-1. For prediction, 3-1. Yeah, well, I hope it's 3-1. No more mistakes, please, Leeds defenders. Yes, that is a given, isn't it? Please do not make any more mistakes. Bamford doesn't start anymore, even if Rodrigo is out. I think Bamford needs a little bit more of a chance to play himself back into form again, but I do agree that Rodrigo, at the moment, is the better striker. Obviously, he is. Look at his goals this season. Just as Leeds are giving the ball away, Manuel Dennis gives the ball into Mangala. Leeds have got plenty of players back, but it doesn't mean that we're safe. 3 goals in 4 for Harrison. Michael's saying, yeah, a lot of people slagging him off, but he scores goals. I've always said this. People say, oh, let's get rid of Harrison, let's sell him, but he scores goals. Brennan Johnson now with the ball coming into Leeds' box from the wide position, and looks like Pascal Strauch made the tackle, but it's actually going to be an offside decision there. Phil saying amazing what just getting a shot on target like Rocker can end producing. Yeah, that has been a problem over the last couple of years. We've tried to walk the ball into the back of the net, haven't we? And sometimes when you have a pop, it's not necessarily that the ball's going to fly in the top corner, but if you can force the keeper into parrying it away and your strikers are alive to it, you've always got a chance of getting those rebounds, and that's exactly what Harrison did, and he gambled on that and got his just rewards. Needed a quick response, yeah, absolutely we did. And then Roscoe, welcome Roscoe, get in, exactly. I echo the sentiments. Now Harrison with the ball, just getting over the halfway line, looking for options, and sensibly gives it inside to Mark Rocker. Mark Rocker looking for options as well, gives it out wide to Firpo. Firpo probably intercepted a pass that was meant for Sinisterra, but Leeds maintain possession, and it's sprayed out wide to Aronson by McKennie. Good ball into the box by Aronson, and Bamford isn't able to bring that down. Mellier's going to leave it this time, and Strauch is going to come out, give the ball back to him, then Mellier into Cock, and as Brennan Johnson was chasing down, Leeds dealt with that very well and effectively. Michael saying not happy with the forward lineup tonight. Should have been a place for Somerville. Yeah, but as we mentioned at the start, there's always the chance that it's a tactical decision, and maybe Sinisterra and Harrison are a little bit more physical against their fullbacks, and that could be what Gressy is going for. Or also, you got to think maybe he might be coming on later in the games in Somerville to try and spice things up and drive at that defence when they're a bit more tired. So we could see the appearance of Somerville a little bit later on. But yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about the starting lineup, because we've got 5 subs now, haven't we? So Rob saying to think they drove Harrison down to Leicester to sell him in January. I always am a big advocate for Harrison, because he consistently scores goals. Ball into the box. McKennie now with the ball, gives it back to Harrison. Now Rocker tries to curl it in, but it's cleared by Forest, and Leeds are able to get the ball back through Ayling and then into Mark Rocker. Goes back to Ayling again. The Leeds fans are all facing the opposite way at the moment. I think, is it something to do with Chris and Kev? I think it might be. I think the Leeds fans are just showing their respect to Chris and Kev. Amy saying, so I'm so excited they scored. Yeah, it does feel like we need to... we don't score that many goals at the moment, so when we do, we need to be happy that we have. Yeah, it's Chris and Kev. Everybody turning around just to show their respect, which is a nice touch from all the Leeds fans. Oh, Jack Harrison does well there and makes Forest give away a corner in the throw-in near their own corner flag. I tell you what, commentators are actually saying that our fans are good. Everything's Elland Road's always a good atmosphere. We're getting a bit of praise for once. Jack Harrison with the ball tries to give it to McKennie. McKennie wasn't expecting it. Goal update: Leicester 0, Aston Villa 1. Yes, Michael Brown's goal flash. Leicester 0, Aston Villa 1, which is a great result at the moment for us. Ollie Watkins with the Villa, his goal is 6th in a row. Rob saying, smash that like button, people 55 in the room. Yes, thank you, Rob, for reminding me. People hit that like button, because it just helps get the to stream out there to more people, so we can get a big chat going and we can get as many Leeds fans as possible involved. Yeah, thanks for reminding me, Rob. So yeah, everybody hit that. We've got 60 people in the chat now. We can get that like total to at least 30, so just needs at least 16 of you to hit that like button. Anyway, back to the game. Cheers, Roscoe. Cutting inside now. Aronson with a nice ball out wide. Oh, and I think it was Firpo tried to get a ball through to Bamford, but he's just cut out. Now Emmanuel Dennis with the ball on the left-hand side. Alex saying, can you just check the formation? Is it Jackie on the right and Cine on the left? And it has Aronson playing a 10 or higher up again. It's exactly what you thought. It was Sinisterra on the left, Jack Harrison on the right, Aronson through the middle, and Bamford just in front. But Aronson does go and join Bamford when we haven't got the ball to form a bit of a 4-4-2, just so that we can sit in those nice, neat banks and then try and win the ball when it comes into midfield. But yeah, when we have the ball, it's the traditional 4-2-3-1 that we're used to. Nice little clipped ball there from Robin Koch out wide to Ayling, and Ayling's first touch is to chest it into touch, and you can see he's frustrated. At the moment, if we stayed like this, 1-1, sorry, we would go 17th in the table after today. Goal update, Michael Brown's goal flash, Bournemouth 0, Brighton 1. Yes, as long as those teams keep losing and we can keep putting any sort of points on the board, that's what we really need, isn't it? Yeah, Rob mentioning that as well. It's very important that Villa are 1-0 up over Leicester, and Brighton are beating Bournemouth as well. Javi Gracia is a real Prem operator, Timmy is saying, yeah. As much as we... Oh, good ball forward there from Mark Rocker into Patrick Bamford. Patrick Bamford against Felipe. Patrick Bamford trying to hold it up in the corner, waiting for support, and he's been tripped there a little bit, but he's somehow still managed to get the ball, and now Leeds have still got the ball, but it's not been given as a foul. Jack Harrison gives it into Bamford. Bamford now gives it back to McKennie. I will address that in a minute, Timmy, that comment. Strauk now with the ball out to Firpo. Firpo's going to give it into Sinisterra's feet, who flicks it off, and then Firpo just manages to keep the ball even though he almost gave it away. Sinisterra's still got the ball there. Sinisterra's done really well. Clips it towards the back post where Jack Harrison's waiting. Jack Harrison inside the box. Jack Harrison tries to give it to Bamford. It's cleared. Javi Gracia is a real Prem operator. Yeah, as much as I love Bielsa and everybody loves Bielsa, he wasn't... he was unorthodox is what we'll say. And I think Jesse Marsh was very unorthodox as well. Javi Gracia is a solid choice, if you will. He's a strong, solid Premier League manager who you can expect consistency out of, I think. And that's really what we need. We need to beat the teams we should be beating and maybe not beat the teams that you wouldn't expect us to. That's the way we are at the moment. Roscoe saying yes, but we really need 6 points these two home games to have to put some daylight between us and the bottom three. Absolutely, yeah. If we can get a win from this, it gives us so much confidence going into Sunday's game against Palace. Good ball into the box from... it's a good ball into the box there from Aronson from the cross, and Robin Koch tried some sort of weird improvised finish, and it just bounced wide. Alex saying my prediction from the first week has always been Forest, Southampton and Bournemouth to go down, which still very much looks on. This one's a must-win game as it comes. Oh, this one's about as much as must-win as it comes. Yeah, it is. We really need to win this game at home against a team who've been terrible away all season. We really need to win this one, and we've got ourselves back into a position where we can now. And that leads into what Jim Jam's asking. Just arrived, how's it going? Leeds have had the majority of the play. Forest have tried to counter-attack every so often, and when Mangala scored, it was against the run of play a little bit, but it did come from Ayling heading it straight at a player to allow them possession back again. But all in all, I think we're playing quite well. McKennie's pulling the strings. Sinisterra is dribbling nicely. Harrison's playing well. I think we're playing well at the moment. And you can see us scoring another one before half-time, I feel. Or maybe that's just wishful thinking, but either way. That was a second ball on the pitch because someone's thrown it on. Looks like must have been a Forest fan. He didn't stop the play, though. Ayling with a throw-in then, gives it into Harrison. Harrison tries to get it into the box, and Keylor Navas is able to easily collect that with all his experience and knowledge. Rob saying Bamford needs to put on the long spikes. He just keeps losing his footing. Yeah, I wonder how that happens. How professional strikers, or not strikers, professional players, end up going onto the pitch with boots that make them slip and fall over. It is a bit strange to me how they can make that mistake, but maybe he'll go and do it at half time. Bamford's just played a terrible little pass. He's just slipped again. Alan saying, going to be interesting how many points are needed for safety. Yeah, I don't know this season, it's weird. That's actually a good tackle from McKennie. It's going to be a weird season, isn't it? I think it's going to be quite a high points total to stay up because nobody is horrendous. Everybody's much of a muchness down there, really, and it's going to be a bit of a lottery of who goes down. Sinisterra with lovely feet there, and a ball out wide to Aronson from Firpo. Aronson keeps it in well. Now with a chance to put the ball in the box. It's bounced around there, and Leeds could have picked up on that if someone was closer to it, but they can't. And yeah, I think a few fans suggesting it could be a handball, but again, I think that's a bit of wishful thinking. Roscoe saying they love overwatering the pitch at Leeds. Yeah, I've noticed that too. When you're there before the game and you're sat waiting for the game to start, the sprinklers are out for so long, just spraying absolutely everything. Firpo now with a chance to get the ball in. It's not managed to get into the box, but Leeds are going to win a throw-in, I think, here. Bamford is annoyingly frustrating at times. Yeah, I'm still believing in him because I know what he can do, but I just think he needs to... I think he needs to sometimes just breathe a little bit and relax, and 5-yard passes that he puts to the wrong person, sometimes it's frustrating to watch. Good little header from McKennie puts Harrison in behind, and then Niakate is able to clear that. But Leeds playing well at the moment, creating chances. Rob saying they always tell us the ground freezes in Northern England. Surely they have underground heating these days. Yeah, they do. They do at Elland Road now since they relayed the pitch and stuff. And they've also got big heat. I don't know if you've ever seen the picture. They've got big heaters that they can roll out onto the pitch, and it heats it all to get rid of the snow and ice and stuff. And then they can also sweep it off as well with those things that they've got. So yeah, it'd be fine. The pitch is always fine. It's never really an excuse other than them overwatering it. Luis Sinisterra has a lot to offer. Yeah, we've not seen him fully fit for an extended period. Rocker's in the box here. Back post. Oh my God, Sinisterra now with a chance. Gets it in. Rocker. Bamford shoots. Blocked. Oh my God, Leeds are having a glut of chances here, and none of them are going in the back of the net. Nobody was alive there from Forest, and Rockers absolutely sent Felipe for a hot dog, flicked on by Bamford, and nobody was there at the back post. So unfortunate there for Leeds. If Bamford could have got it onto Harrison was in at the back post as well there. I didn't notice that until I watched it back. Bamford's balance has gone slipping. It might, yeah. I don't know whether that's to do with his footwear or anything, though. Really, Alex, it could be. Chilled Llama saying Sinisterra is so silky smooth with the ball. Gotta love it. Yeah, he's good at wriggling out of tight spaces and coming away with the ball, and that gives Leeds a chance to break. Then, so it's something that we've not had in some of our other players for a while. Sinisterra now with the ball, ironically, then loses it that time. Oh no, won it back again. Harrison now has it. Harrison flicks it into Sinisterra, and it's going to be offside there, I think. I think at the moment, Bamford would feel more comfortable with a second striker alongside him. Yeah, that could be a shout as well, yeah. I think Aronson's trying to support him, but he's not really a striker, is he? So maybe it doesn't help as much. Yeah, it looked like Freuler held Robin Koch there in one of those corners. I'm just seeing a replay of it. He held him and sort of pulled him down a little bit, but I think Robin Koch went down easily. Bamford missed it at the front post, might have been on his right foot. Yeah, he just doesn't seem to hit it with his right foot, does he? He doesn't seem to actually take a swing at it. And when you're that far out, chances are it goes in if you take it with your right foot, but Rocker now with the ball leads. Oh, Bamford's giving it away again. Bamford, it's just 5-yard passes. Please get your head switched on. Bamford now with the ball. And he's been tackled by Felipe. And then Rocker's been intercepted. Then Rocker with a good tackle to win it back. And Strout plays a lovely ball actually out wide to Jack Harrison, whose touch is pillow feet-esque. Chips it towards the back post, but it's blocked. God, the perspective was weird on that. God, it's scrappy at the moment, this. Michael saying Leeds need to put these chances away, or we could rue these misses. Yeah, that often happens to us, doesn't it? In other games, like the Arsenal game, the home game, the away game against Arsenal, we do it a lot. I'm not going to read your your most recent comment, Rob. I'll leave that one for people in the chat to read. So, about 7 or 8 minutes to half-time, and Aston Villa Leicester is now 1-1. Leicester have scored in that game, thanks to Michael Brown goal flash, sorry. Emmanuel Dennis with a chance to get the ball in the box here, flicked on, and Sinisterra is able to clear away here. Bamford trying to chase down against Felipe. Felipe does well though and gives it into Niakite's feet. Or Niakate. Now Rocker with the ball into Sinisterra. Sinisterra plays a ball through to Patrick Bamford. Good touch. Now try and get it inside to somebody. Now Jack Harrison with the ball. Forest have got a lot of players back and Leeds haven't got a lot of players forward, so Jack Harrison's going to have to try and fashion something himself here. He's in the box. And it's going to be a goal kick. Alex Hurst saying thanks for this. NHS working late, walking from home. I'm so used to saying working from home, walking home for an hour now. Oh yes, yeah. I like doing these anyway, and getting my commentary head on and trying to keep up with the play. I think I've definitely got better over the first live stream I ever did was the Brentford away when we stayed up. That was the first one I did a live watch along for. And I wasn't great in that game. Probably a combination of the fact that I'd never commentated before and a combination of the fact that I was so nervous in that game. But yeah, I think I've definitely improved on trying to get across what's actually happening, especially for the games that aren't on UK TV. It's actually going to be a Forest goal kick there. Keylor Navas getting ready to take that after Toffolo manages to shield the ball out there. So 5 minutes to go till half-time, and it's 1-1, but Leeds have definitely had the better of things here. We just need to make sure that we don't concede again. Pillow feet Harrison, Timmy saying, yeah, it was absolutely pillow feet before. It just dropped out of the sky, and he just plucked out of the sky perfectly on the... perfectly took a touch and cut inside there. Manuel Dennis up against Luke Ayling. Ayling gets a little toe on it, but he's now got a second foot on it, and now Dennis has been tackled finally by Ayling, and Harrison gives it inside to Weston McKennie, who does a nice little pirouette, gives it back into Harrison, and Harrison gives it to Strauch, and the danger at the moment seems as though it's pretty much over. Welcome, Maurice. Great commentary. Listening from Isla. Thank you. Paul saying nice commentary. Top commentary. Yes, thank you very much, Paul. Michael saying need to get Rodrigo on with his inventiveness, playing in and around the box and his sharpness. Yeah, I think the thing about Rodrigo, you've hit the nail on the head there with the last thing he said, was his sharpness. That's what Bamford's not got at the moment. When the ball comes to him in the box, he's not ready to put it in the back of the net, whereas you always feel like Rodrigo is going to angle his body in case it comes to him and anticipate that, and he's just going to try and bang it in if he gets the chance. Yeah, I agree about Rodrigo, but I don't think he will come on at half time, but you could see him in the sort of 60th minute, and I would be fine with that for the last half an hour to try and get a second goal if it's still 1-1 at that point. Depends on how the game goes. If we score a second, we might want to play a little bit more defensively. You never know, so we'll have to see how things play out, but Rodrigo's definitely a good shout. Oh, good ball into the box by Sinisterra, but cleared away again by Forest. But Leeds are keeping up the pressure here. Rob saying, it still amazes me that we have these massive gaps in coverage. Mine is a good minute and a half ahead of my commentary. It requires significant discipline when things happen. Yeah, it's it is weird, isn't it, that there is time gaps so much. But then I suppose there's the latency of the fact that I'm watching it on a computer, so it's not on a normal TV. And there is a delay from when I say something, you hear it about 5 to 7 seconds later, I think. So you've got that delay on top of the normal TV delay. So it all like stacks on top of each other, and that adds to the time difference in the normal coverage as well. So it all adds up, and it means that things are a little bit. Sometimes you can pause it on yours, can't you, Rob, till we're synced up? But I don't know whether that's an option tonight, or is that only when you're watching on Paramount Plus? I should turn my phone the other way up, because the other day I saw in the Arsenal game, I saw when we'd scored a goal. Adams and Verba are our best players for me. We still look okay, and that's the thing. We've got a bit of depth now, haven't we? Robin Koch tried to flick that on. It's back into the box by Firpo, and now Strout's going to try and win it against Niakate, and Leeds have won another throw-in and going to try and keep the pressure on here just before half-time. Rob saying that's what I do, although somehow it seems to skip ahead. Oh, right, yeah, so you've paused it, and then so you're watching it, and it just goes ahead a bit. Why is my face so red? Don't know. I don't think we lose anything with Sinion over Nonto. No, agreed. I think the fact that we can have both of those options when they're both fit. There's a good ball all the way to the back post there from Ayling, but it's headed away. Brennan Johnson clears that all the way through to Melier. No, sunburn, not a chance. I've been in an office all day, and it's freezing here. I just had a shower before we came on, and might be the face wash or something, maybe, I don't know. Chilled Llama, I still have hopes for Bamford because I keep remembering those mad goals he scored when returning to the Premier League. Yeah, that one against Leicester, he just banged it in the top corner. I was like, how have you done that from that angle? But I saw a thing on Twitter the other day saying, which player is this? And it was like a bar chart, and it said this player's ability in lockdown. It was like massive green bar, and then their ability since, and it's like tiny red bar, and it like everybody was saying Bamford. Chilled Llama, don't put it in the chat if I've not seen it yet, because then you don't get a natural reaction. Robin Koch now with the ball. Yeah, I didn't say it before, but just so people know, please don't put any goals in the chat unless it's in different games, because otherwise you won't get a natural reaction from me, and I'm not into faking reactions. So if we score, then like Sinisterra's just scored, and I'm happy, but I'm not going to go screaming now because I already knew it had gone in. But that being said, get in. 2-1 Leeds. Excellent goal. Don't worry about it, Chilled Llama. I should have mentioned it at the start. I usually do say that, but yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention it. One sec, Alex. I'm just going to change the score to 2-1 after Sinisterra has put one right in the bottom corner. Excellent stuff from Sinisterra. Exactly why we needed him to come back from injury, and perfect timing coming back from injury when Nonto got his knock in international duty. So ball came out wide to Sinisterra from Firpo, who was underlapping him. Sinisterra cuts inside the box, takes it to the edge, and bang, curls it right in the bottom corner. Excellent finish. Alex saying, is there an argument for keeping Sinisterra on the left and bringing on Nonto as a second striker? How's Aronson been? Yeah, yeah, Aronson's been quite good, I think. Aronson's been quite good, but if I was to take off Harrison, Aronson, or Sinisterra, it would be Aronson in there, and it'd probably be Rodrigo I'd bring on. I'd let Nonto heal a little bit more and rest up a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you just need to protect your players. Good tackle there from McKennie. Oh, offside there. I thought I was given against it. Well, great time to take the lead just before halftime. Yeah, excellent. The Steve Cooper's halftime team talk now hopefully will be knackered. We still miss Verber in defence. If he was on that field, Forest wouldn't have scored. Yeah, you probably feel like he'd thrown his head in the way. Oh, look at that. The way it stands at the moment, 13th we go to on 29 points. And if we can get anything, even if we can get a draw against Palace, we get over 30, we get that 30-point mark, and then psychologically getting to that 30-point mark, you feel like you're almost there. But yeah, it is half-time now in this game. It's half-time now in this game, and Leeds have gone 2-1 up just before. Rob saying cup of tea time. It's a chilly 17 degrees in Brisbane this morning. Bruh. Yes, chilly 17 degrees. Oh, to live that life. A little bit different, isn't it? I think. But yeah, will Verber be available for the Palace match? I'm not sure about that, you know. I'm not 100% sure about Verber because, yeah, never look at the table to the final whistle, yeah. I'm just going to have to reload this. Had some issues with that then. Never look at the table till the final whistle. Yes, good shout. What are the halftime scores, even if it is halftime yet, in the other games? Just whilst we're talking about that, we've got 88 people in the moment in the chat at the moment, which is brilliant. We've only got 32 likes though, so let's try and get that up to 40 at least, and then eventually 50 maybe. When was the last time Leeds went into a lead? Went into halftime in the lead, the late 90s. Yeah, it does feel like that at the moment, doesn't it? But yeah, I think the fact that we've done that psychologically for them when they've really not been very good over the last season in away games, it's going to be bad for them psychologically when they go into that dressing room at halftime, isn't it? And so we'll have to try and take advantage of that and capitalize it, and and manage to what's that word? Yeah, score again. Basically, take advantage of what's happening. Score again. This might be my favourite half of football this season so far. Yeah. It just feels like, other than the fact that we conceded, it feels like a normal football match, doesn't it? I shouldn't say things like that, actually. It'd probably jinx us. But, yeah, I feel like Leeds are in the ascendancy, playing well. Sinisterra has been excellent, I think. Harrison's been really good as well. And they're obviously the two goal scorers. But, yeah, I think Leeds have been really, really good in that half. And I think we're well deserving of that lead. It's just that we need to. God, sorry, I just had one of the Chelsea women's player screaming at me there on that advert. Lewis Sinisterra's goal was good. Yes, it was. Only Leeds can lose this game. Don't say that, Graham. Don't jinx us. You'll have lynch mobs out for you after the game if that does happen. But yeah, at the moment, I wouldn't really think about changing it too much. I think we're playing really well. I think everybody's doing their jobs well. I wouldn't think about changing the lineup until a little bit later on in the game, depending on what happens. If we're still 2-1 up in the 60th minute, then I wouldn't be bringing on a Rodrigo or a second striker. I'd be starting to think about shutting up shop and not letting that Forest team get back into it. So, other than maybe getting Ayling off. Maybe a little bit later on, get Ayling off and bring Rasmus Christensen on. Because Rasmus has played well in his last couple of games, and Ayling's been making a few mistakes, so I can see an argument for that. Michael saying, half-time, Leicester City 1, Aston Villa. We'll do the old BBC report when he used to go, Leicester City 1, Aston Villa 1, Bournemouth 0, Brighton 1, Chelsea 0, Liverpool 0. When will you bring on Ruta? He inspired me at Arsenal. He could be a good shout, you know, in the number 10 role. I would be more tempted to bring on him in the number 10 role and leave Rodrigo for a little bit more fitness, get him ready for the weekend and have him in the Palace game. So yeah, that would probably be the shout that I would go for. Roscoe saying who scored. Yeah, it was Sinisterra. So Sinisterra, Firpo had the ball on the left-hand side. He gave it to Sinisterra, who was out wide. Then Firpo underlapped him and was waiting for a pass back, but Sinisterra didn't decide to go to him. He decided to cut inside into the box from the left-hand side, make himself a little bit of space, and then he curled it through all the players into the bottom corner past Keylor Navas, the far bottom corner past Keylor Navas, and it was a great finish. And yeah, 2-1 up at half-time. Excellent stuff. Let me just make sure that we have the second half timer ready. Don't worry, the second half hasn't kicked off yet. I'm just sorting out the timer. There we go. Should we have a look at a little bit of the reaction on Twitter and stuff as well? Because obviously I can't get spoilers for the game from Twitter. So Jer Lynch, who, if you don't know who Jer is, he's Leeds United The View, the Irish guy on YouTube. I do the final word with him very often. Moments of Bielsa ball and spells of prime Hockaday in that half. We look really dangerous in attack, but we could get caught on a cross every time Forest get wide. We will need to score again, but it's okay at the moment. Yeah, I agree with that. I think we are a little bit worrisome when they try and get the ball into the box from wide areas, but at the moment the only time that we conceded was through a bit of a mistake. So yeah, I think we need to capitalise and keep going. Also, did people see these two shirts that Leeds are selling on the club shop? And I'm not trying to shill stuff for the club, but that blackout shirt, I don't know if you can actually see that. Hold on. You can't see it very well, but it's got the Yorkshire Evening Post and the old Yorkshire Rose badge on it, and they look so nice, those two. But they're 50 quid each. I'm probably going to buy one. Would I make changes? So, yeah, Freddie, at the moment I was saying that I probably wouldn't make any changes at the moment because I just think the way that we've been playing is really good. But maybe later on into the game, you might bring a Ruter on for an Aronson and maybe a Christensen on for an Ayling, because Ayling's made a few mistakes, which, yeah, I don't really want to tempt fate by leaving him on too much. Sinisterra having a great game. Ted saying, yeah, absolutely. I think it's been one of his best performances for us so far. Alex is saying, I've seen what Chris Cresswell has been up to down Millwall. He's in the AFL Team of the Week. Maybe not starring with how. Oh, maybe not starting with how good Cock and Verba look, but he's in the squad surely. Yeah, I think so. Especially with Diego Llorente going. We may be looking to get another right centre-back in the summer, which I think we probably should, an experienced one. But I do think he's not too far away from getting a game every now and again for Leeds. I think he's going to be a very good player, but it could still be too early for him, to be honest. I might think about sending him out on loan again. Michael saying Leeds mustn't get complacent, mustn't let Forest get anywhere near our goal in the second half. Leeds must look for that third goal, which hopefully should kill off Forest's spirit. Yeah, agreed with that. And I think it'd be a mistake to sit back as soon as this half starts. I think we need to try to go and get a third goal, and if we can't, then we start to sit back a little bit. Graham saying we are way ahead. It looks good. We will score again. Who said bring Ayling off there? Right. Cape Town is also sharp, 17 degrees. Looking forward to the second half. I haven't said that for a while. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the second half as well, because I feel like we're in the ascendancy, and I feel like we could go and get a third goal. But yeah, I think it was a couple of us that said bring Ayling. Jason Redshaw said get Ayling off before, and I agreed just a little bit later on, maybe the 60th minute, maybe give Rasmus a chance in there. Alexis Santana, welcome to the stream. It's very nice to see our bench still have quality players. Nonto, Rodrigo, Christensen, love to see it. Yeah, exactly. And thanks for streaming. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, that's what we were saying before, isn't it? That the fact that we've got that depth in our bench is so nice to see. I was going to say, well, who's on our bench, but I've got it on my stream, haven't I? So I can go and look. Obviously, you've got Cooper, club captain, Christensen, who over the last couple of weeks has been actually really good and scored a couple of goals. Then you've got Rodrigo, prolific goal scorer this season. He scored loads of goals for us. Looks really good. Just needs a bit of fitness. Nonto, excellent all season. He's up there for player of the season for me. I think he's been really good. Sam Greenwood, a bit of quality on set piece delivery. Somerville, excellent driving the ball forward. And then obviously you've got our record signing, Jorginho Ruta. He's looking better and better every time we see him. So yeah, our bench is pretty stacked now for where we are in the table. So it's just so nice to have options, isn't it? Amy saying I'm dancing for Leeds at halftime. What? On the pitch? Or just like a rain dance to make us win? Michael saying Leeds need to be on it in the second half. Target Williams is already on a yellow card. Yeah, that's what I said. As soon as he got that yellow card, the fact that Sinisterra is going to be running at him all day, you could see him get a second yellow and see him get a red card. So be interesting to see how that happens. Jeff Sanning, thank you very, very much for your donation. Ayling looks very weak and gives the ball away for the goal. Bamford doesn't look as strong as the other players on the pitch as well. Yeah, I totally agree with that, because the couple of times Ayling's had to have 3 or 4 bites of the cherry to win the ball, hasn't he? And he's had to sort of fight for it, and he's not strong enough in the tackle to come away with the ball a lot of times. I think he's thinking that he can just nick it away rather than actually put his foot through it. But as well, he does tend to make silly little mistakes. Like he cleared it forward, and then when it came back towards him, he headed it straight into the chest of the opposition player, didn't he? And then it led to the goal. So I agree about Ayling. I think maybe Rasmus Christensen needs to come on a little bit later on. And Bamford doesn't look as strong as the others on the pitch as well. Yeah, Bamford's having a little bit of a struggle. I would say that Bamford and Ayling are the only 2 players who aren't really playing very well. I think everybody else is actually having a really good game. Firpo's misplaced a few passes, but you sort of expect that, don't you? But yeah, I would say you've picked out the 2 players who I would have identified as the 2 players that you'd expect to maybe come off a little bit later in the game, especially with Bamford not being 100% fit. So maybe you see Rodrigo come on for him. And then Jeff again saying thanks for the balanced input and commentary. Yes, you're welcome, and thank you very much for that donation once again. Paul saying nice to come from behind, something we struggled to do all season. Yeah, definitely. And I think the way we were playing, we could see that we've had 76% possession of 24, and they've had 24. We've had 9 shots and 3 on target to their 4 shots and 1 on target, which was their goal. Only 1 yellow card so far in the whole game. So, yeah, sorry, where were we? Verber is so important, I feel. Most important signing. Yeah, I think he went under the radar a little bit, didn't he, Verber, when he signed? And people weren't really expecting much from him. And from what had happened to Rasmus and Aronson, where they hadn't been particularly fantastic, I think people were thinking, oh no, not another Red Bull player, not another Salzburg player, they'll be crap. And I think Verber has been unbelievable since he came in. And so, yeah, I think him and Tyler Adams are 2 of our most important players. And I think if we didn't have Weston McKennie deputising for Tyler Adams, we would struggle a lot more than we have been. Speaking of Verber, he's walking through the tunnel now in his normal clothes. But yeah, I think Tyler Adams has been unbelievable all season, and I think the only reason we're not missing him as much as you'd think is because Weston McKennie's actually been playing really, really well today. Like I was saying, get Bamford off. He's not really caused Forest defence enough problems. Rodrigo, with his movement ability to find space in the box, could cause Forest problems. Agree with that. But I'm just wondering about saving him for the Palace game. If we can get a fit Rodrigo going against Palace, that might be a better option. Given the fact that we're already winning this game, you kind of got to think about the games coming up as well, which is annoying to have to do, but we kind of do really. Rob saying Rodders will sub Bamford as soon as Javi gets sick of Bamford's complaining and falling over. Ruter on for Aronson, Nonto for Cini. I'm not sure if he will bring on JB for Christensen or Christensen for Rocker. Yeah, maybe. Maybe JB, as they say. But, well, nobody says that. I just did. Yeah, you could see JB, but I think you're more likely to see Greenwood just because he's a little bit more of an established player, and because he's dangerous from set pieces, so he brings that too. Let me just get ready to set the timer off for the second half. But yeah, I think those are realistic substitutions that I can see happening. Let me just get ready for this. Right, we are underway in the second half here. Elland Road 2-1 up, and Weston McKennie has the ball and gives it into Ayling out wide. Michael saying, I can see Southampton going down if Forest lose tonight, given their running. Could well follow Southampton. It's take our pick then, which team follows them. Yeah, I mean, Leicester are in a bit of trouble as well down there, aren't they? And West Ham have been, and yeah, it is completely... If anybody from that bottom bit was to go down, I think I would like Everton to go down. I never had a problem with Everton until the last couple of seasons, and then just something about them rubs me up the wrong way now. They have a bit of an entitled mentality. Ayling now with the ball. Chips it back into the midfield, where Aronson is just pushed off it easily. Now McKennie back into Aronson. Aronson out wide to Harrison. Harrison looking for options, but he's not got much on ahead of him. Drives with it himself, does well to keep the ball, gives it into Sinisterra's feet, and then Harrison has the ball, tries to shoot, but it's blocked. Good ball in from McKennie to Rocker. Rocker's in the box, and it's deflected there and blocked by the Forest defender, and Mangala now gives the ball into Emmanuel Dennis's feet, and Ayling needs to watch himself that he doesn't get booked there. Leeds have done really well there. I was going to say Leeds have done really well there because they pushed. Yeah, it's definitely got something to do with the Lampard factor as well. Leeds have done really well there because they pushed Dennis all the way back into his own half, and then they ended up, a combination of Aronson and Rocket ended up actually fouling him, which was a bit annoying. Rob saying, Michael saying, I'll be very angry if Forest score again, given they have scored 4 goals on the road before tonight's match. Yeah. I don't want to say it, but I will just for the sake of the fact that I'm commentating. You can't really see them scoring 2 goals in one game, which would be a third of their entire season's away goals on one night. Oh, no. Oh, no. They're on the attack here. Ball into the box. Now with Brennan Johnson. Now a shot. But Leeds are able to block it, and then the second one's going to come in. Now Dennis with the ball inside the box. Trying to find a little piece of space to shoot. Nico Williams into Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson's touch into touch, ironically, and Leeds have won a throw in there, and that move breaks down. Leeds did well to defend that. No more of that, Max. Thank you. Yeah, I won't be saying anything like that from now on because that was nearly instant karma. Strouk tries to send it long, and he's taken a bit of a whack there. I couldn't really tell because he went off screen whether he was hurt by that. Oh no, he seems to be straight back up. And Sinisterra blocks that long pass from Felipe, and it's gone out just by the technical areas, so a little bit of respite and the chance for the players to turn around and get back in again. We've got 54 likes now. Thank you, everyone. But we've got 91 people in the chat. That is brilliant. Thank you all for joining me on tonight's watch along. And hopefully, at the moment it looks like it, but hopefully it remains a positive result. Nice little scooped pass there from Dennis. And then inside, Mangala now with the ball. Gives it to the edge. Now Morgan Gibbs-White up against Ayling. Morgan Gibbs-White back heels it, cross into the box, and Robin Koch is able to clear away. No subs yet. Come let us reason. I have a thing where I can put them. You'll know when there's been subs, because there'll be like the green up arrow on the substitutes that are on the bench, and the red down arrow on the ones that are on the pitch. So you'll be able to see when there's subs, who comes on and who goes off. Niakete's thrown it into the box with a long Rory Delap style throw in, and Leeds are able to clear it through Jack Harrison's punt. Bamford's won the header, but I don't think he's going to win the race. It's then going to be a throw in on the halfway line to Forest here. So 2-1 at the moment, and let's hope it stays that way. Rob saying Javier's ahead of the game. I expect he will let Forest chase the game and respond to what they do. Yeah, I can see that happening, but sometimes you need to be proactive. I think the best managers are proactive rather than reactive. I think you see somebody like Pep Guardiola is so intelligent footballing wise that he can almost see what's going to happen before it does, and he makes those subs to counteract stuff before it even happens, moves and counter moves. And I think Gracia sometimes, if you were going to have one criticism of him, it's that maybe he's a little bit more reactive in that something goes wrong and then he makes a sub rather than making a sub before something goes wrong, if you get what I mean. Jack Harrison now with the ball, but it's cleared. Mangala now with the ball, passes it inside. Looks like Rocker's won it back here, halfway inside the Leeds half, and played it through to Bamford. Bamford's through on goal here, but he's got a man on him. Bamford with a chance to shoot, and it's blocked well. Good defending there from Niakate, I think it was, with a sliding challenge, but good from Leeds. Good counter-attack. Mark Rocker wins the ball there off Emmanuel Dennis, I think it was, and then plays a lovely pass through to Patrick Bamford, but Niakate is fast, and just that little shoulder bump he did just before Bamford was able to get there, really sent him wide, and then it was a good block in the end. Michael saying seriously need to start making moves out of that cluster of teams at the bottom. So far this is a good start. Yeah, good shout. Yeah, if we can win this, we go up to 13th, and then if we can beat Palace as well, getting 2 wins against teams that are down there, it would be Firpo's won the ball and his cross just isn't good enough. If we can get 2 teams against other teams that are down there with us, it could be real opportunity to get a little bit away from the mess that's down there and the fracas. JC Gamer saying all Leeds, aren't we? IB Fortnite Dennis saying that he's just found out about my channel and I deserve more subs, and he just became a subscriber. He or she, I don't know actually. Sorry for assuming. But yes, thank you very much for subscribing. Niakate now with the ball, gives it into Mangala. Back to Niakate, who I'm going to pronounce his name differently every single time I say it. Now McKennie with the ball. Into Strouk. Strouk needs to be careful here. He doesn't get caught out, and he plays the ball out wide. It's gone straight into touch, but he was taken out there off the ball. And Emmanuel Dennis is he going to be cautioned here? I think he's just getting a little bit of a talking to by the referee. I think it was Rocker that made that challenge, and then Firpo just had to find that pass to Bamford, and his pass just went straight to Keylor Navas. It wasn't good enough there. It was that move before. Timmy Chapman saying balance is Javi's thing. I think he's not an extremist like Bielsa or Jesse Marsh. Yeah, I think he's a little bit more calm, isn't he, and a little bit more pragmatic is the word I would go for. A little bit calm, a little bit pragmatic. Looks like Forest are ready in a substitution here. And apologies because I don't recognise that player because they've signed that many new players that some of them I literally don't recognise. It might be Iwaniwi. I've absolutely butchered that pronunciation. Good tackle from Strouk as Dennis was making strides to get into the box then. Rob saying, I ran an April Fool's post that I had been appointed head of the medical team at Leeds earlier in the week. Hook, line and sinker, although it was flattering to think people thought it was possible. So you actually had people fall for it, did you? Are you actually a physio or anything to do with anything medical, or do people just believe it anyway? Forest have got a corner here. Strouk clears again there. Strouk again with the block. Doing really well there, yeah. Alexis Santana saying Strouk is on fire. Or are you a chiropractor? Me and my girlfriend love watching chiropractor videos all the time. Just watching people get cracked. It's so satisfying. Evolve Gaming, MOT, marching on together. Come on, lads, keep up this pace. Yes, marching on together. Let's make sure that we actually get this result. Long throwing in now. Bicycle kick there by Morgan Gibbs-White, I think it was, but it was blocked again by Leeds. But I think it might have been deemed as a high foot in the end there. So, hold on, I've got to make some subs here. I don't know why I do this to myself. It's so hard to do. Okay, so Mangala and Danilo have come off. Mangala and Danilo. And Shelby and Iwani are coming on. There you go. So anybody who's asking about subs before, you can see now. Hopefully that makes it clear who's gone off and who's come on. Yeah, Mangala's not playing right back as well, by the way. So ignore the order of the Leeds team should be about right. But the order of the Forest team will be wrong because I've literally just put it down from their Twitter post. So sometimes they put it in weird orders, maybe just because of their shirt numbers and stuff. I can call you IB. I have a question for you. Do you think that Leeds can survive relegation, and which 3 clubs will be relegated? I think this is a massive step towards safety if we can get this result, and especially if we can go and get a result against Palace. I think it's a big step towards safety. I still think that Southampton aren't going to have enough, and I think Southampton, Bournemouth, and just having a look at the table to see who else is down there. Probably Forest, you know. I think Southampton, Bournemouth, and Forest are the ones to go down for me. Sinisterra now coming into the box. Oh, he couldn't get the chance to shoot there. It's now into Harrison on the other side. Harrison with the ball. Gives it into Ailing, crosses it across, and Keylor Navas is just able to scramble across and get there. Strauch is really underrated. Yeah, I think Strauch sometimes... The thing is, Strauch's not consistent enough. Sometimes he's brilliant, and sometimes he does things where you think, what the hell are you doing? So if you can bring that consistency, you'll be an excellent, excellent player. Oh, Forrester in here. Great defending from Junior Firpo. My God, has he had a renaissance. He has had an absolute revival to his Leeds career, and that was an excellent tackle. Ball through to Sinisterra, which can't quite get there ahead of Felipe. Interesting to see how Strout goes in his preferred position. Rob saying, yeah, and I think that probably has something to do with that lack of consistency I was talking about. The lack of consistency in the position he's playing, and he's never really played consistent amount of time in the position that he actually prefers. Oh, Jack Harrison swung a right foot at that, and it's just gone past the post. Couldn't tell if that took a touch off anyone there. Sounds like Forest are getting more of the play this half. Leeds are having a lot of chances, but Forest's chances are coming from them breaking on the counter-attack. So it does look like it's what we said, really, where they're able to break and we're able to keep having more chances. That was an excellent pass from Shelby, by the way. He just cut through our whole team with one pass. We need to be wary of how good he is at passing. Michael Speed saying, even though we are where we are in the table, I do believe we look stronger defensively under Javi than we did under Marshall Bielsa, but I'll never say a bad word about Bielsa. Love that guy. Yeah, I would echo that sentiment. we definitely do look stronger, and that wasn't. Bielsa never pretended that he was a defensive coach. He wanted to play attacking football. Harrison coming through. Harrison having a shot. Oh, if Bamford could have slid in at the back post there. Leeds are pushing for a third here. But yeah, I agree about that, what you said there, Michael. Michael Brown this time, saying Leeds really need a Verber in defence. And Rob saying route one for Forest attack, basically a lottery, yeah. But when you've got John Joe Shelvey with the passing range that he has, it becomes a little bit less of a lottery, and you can sort of know where to run for his passes. So we need to be wary of his ability to just pass the ball like that one. Bounces through to Melier that time, but there's always a chance that... I mean... It could actually be a genius tactical move by Steve Cooper to try and get Shelvey to play in there so that all the Leeds defenders, the Forest strikers are playing on the Leeds defence on the shoulder so that they can get in behind. And that's going to make Leeds drop to avoid that happening. So it could be a way to push Leeds back a little bit. So it could be a genius move from Cooper, or he could have just thought, I'll just put Shelvey on. It's very, very refreshing to see Javi better our attacking style and the players knowing where to make runs. Nice to see the triangle passes. Yeah, it is nice to see us actually seeming like we've got a little bit of a formula when we go forward, like we're actually trying things that are working consistently. Just joined. How are we doing? Welcome, Alex. We're doing well. I think we had a good first half. They scored against the run of play, and their chances, their only chances that they're really having, are coming from them being able to counter attack because we are just being so dominant in those attacking phases. I guess I've just answered your question as well, CW Games, when I was answering Alex's. Michael saying we need that third killer goal. Yeah, if we can get a third goal, just a reminder as well, if we do score or if they score, don't put it in the chat. Just because if I see that, then I'm not going to have a natural reaction, and I'm not into faking reactions. But yes, we do need a third goal to try and put this game to bed. And if we can get one in the next sort of 10 minutes, we can then defend for the last half an hour. Well, not completely defend, but you know what I mean. We'll have something to hold on to. Into the box, Sinisterra's header, and it's caught by Keylor Navas there, and he's released Morgan Gibbs-White. Gibbs-White out wide to Emmanuel Dennis. He's been forced back again by Leeds really well there. Don't go. The Freuler's just gone flying from a shoulder barge from Brendan Aronson, who is like being hit by a bit of wet paper. Weston McKennie now with the ball. McKennie had a really, really good first half. Advantage there to Leeds after Rocker was pulled down by his neck. Nice little touch by Brendan Aronson, but he's been wiped out. It's gonna surely the advantage. Oh, we've got the ball back. It's okay. Now Brendan Aronson with the ball again. Gives it into Junior Firpo. Actually, no, it's Sinisterra. Firpo on the overlap. Now Sinisterra curls it. Oh, so close to that back post and curling in. Paul saying, always been a massive fan of Strauch. He has his moments, but I think he still holds his position well. Yeah, I think when you put him in left centre-back, he does a lot better than when you put him in holding midfield or left-back. But obviously, with Verber playing so well, he's not going to get that many opportunities to play left centre-back. So I think he's trying to take as much advantage as possible of his position tonight. Oh, Forest have just made another substitution. So Freuler has gone off. Oh. Freuler off, and Kuyate has come on. There we go. Substitutions for Forest that they have made are on the Forest lineup to the side of me. You'll be able to see, and Leeds haven't made any substitutes to this point. Ball forward here from Nico Williams, but Melier is able to collect as Iwani was trying to come in and get that. Michael Speed saying, I know he isn't playing at the moment, but people slating Ruta, including a few friends of mine. I do get where they're coming from because he came with a hefty price tag. He needs time. Yeah, I think people are okay, the one I'm going to compare him to is Fabio Silva at Wolves. He cost £35 million. Nobody was expecting him to be a world beater, and it's actually taken him. He's actually taken him a few years to really get into that position. Stroud does well there to win that ball. It's actually taken him a few years to get into a position where he could go back to Wolves and do okay. So we've paid a lot of money for potential with Jorginho Ruter, and I think from what I have actually seen of him, I think there's definitely there's definitely promise there from him. Come let us reason saying what subs would you do and when. At the moment, I would be leaving it probably, but a bit later on, if we need a goal, I'd bring on Ruter for Aronson. If we need a bit more defensive stability, I might be tempted to bring on Rasmus Christensen for Ayling, because Ayling does seem a little bit loose at the moment, not playing fantastically. Brennan Johnson's got a yellow card, by the way, for barging Matt Rocker off the ball. Barging Matt Rocker off the ball, not barging Matt Rocker when he had the ball. Like, he didn't have it and he knocked him over, basically. JC Gamer saying, who's your favourite Leeds player playing for us now? I don't really have favourite players, to be honest, anymore. I mean, maybe when I would have said Calvin Phillips when he was here. I've got a big signed Calvin Phillips. It's actually this season that I'm wearing now, that shirt. Actually, you can see it's there. So yeah, it would have been Phillips back then, and I think he would have been a lot of people's favourites just because of him being a homegrown lad and all that. But yeah, I don't really have one. Bamford's actually in the box now. Bamford shoots and puts it wide. Sitter. Ball just dropped for Bamford in the box there, and he's just dragged it past the post. K-Bone saying, "Hi mate, hope all is well. Come on Leeds, need the W. Matching on together." Yeah, every time someone says matching on together, I'll be doing the Leeds salute. But yeah, welcome K-Bone, welcome to the chat. Leeds have just missed an absolute sitter with Patrick Bamford. Nia Karte just turned around and looked at him like, have you seriously just done that? Bloody Bamford, take that on your right foot and curl it around the keeper, or just take an extra touch. You're in the box on your own. Alas, he didn't score, so let's go again and try and get a goal. Bamford probably thought that's not fair, that one. That was too easy. This game is made for Ruter. Yeah, I mean, I think Aronson's been okay. I don't think he's been fantastic, but I think he's been okay. I think it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if we subbed him off, basically. Michael's saying, has Ayling been offered a new contract yet, or do you think he is out the door next season? I hope not. He shows up when we need him to. Yeah, I think more than anything, he just needs a bit of a rest, Ayling. I don't think it's necessarily that he's actually a bad player. I think he just needs a bit of a rest. Rodrigo buries that. Bamford trying to get the ball in the box there, but it's been blocked, and then he was tripped, but nothing was given for it. And now Harrison's managed to win the ball back. He's going to give it into Ayling here. Ayling with the ball into Mark Rocker. Mark Rocker looking for a chance to pass it. Gives it to McKennie. McKennie out wide to Harrison again. Harrison trying to get the ball into the box, but it's been given out for a corner as Emmanuel Dennis just can't get it into the back of the net. Keep it in play and clear it. Gabriel Jenkins. Is it Gabriel or Gabriel? I'm too used to footballers thinking Gabriel. It must be Gabriel. Who do you think will be promoted from the Championship? Do you know what? Since we've been promoted, I haven't looked at the Championship more than 2 or 3 times ever. I'm just like, right, I'm just not going to look at that league now. I'm just not going to look at it. I'm just going to try and avoid everything to do with it. But I think Burnley are going to definitely come up, aren't they? But other than that, I'm not actually sure who's in and around it. Corner now for Leeds. Short corner. Harrison. Trying to fashion something, and he wins a second corner. Burnley are in the lead by a mile, yeah. What do you think of Nonto and Sinisterra as a duo? I'm eager to see it. Yeah, I think it could be, but it could be good, but also it could be like too much of the same thing. You know what I mean? Forest making more substitutions, because I'm having to like click individual things. Like I've done all these graphics myself, so I set up and painstakingly moved every single one of these red things, and then they're always there, and I just make them visible when when a substitute comes on. But I don't change it every week, so I don't know which player it is. So it's like player 1 to 11 on here. So I'm having to like look through, find out which player it is, guess which one out of 11 it is, and then and then try and make sure it's the right one when I do the subs. So when a team starts making 18 subs, I'm like, oh, for God's sake, I've got to do them all. Hopefully, Leeds are in a position where it only matters who comes up at the end of the season, and like we don't actually have to worry about being in there with them. Right, away subs off and away subs on. So it looks like IU's coming on and Scarpa is coming on. And Gibbs White is coming off, and Emmanuel Denise is coming off. That's all 5 subs for them, isn't it? Thank God I don't have to make any more Forest subs. But Leeds have got another corner here with Mark Rocker this time. Mark Rocker with the chance to put the ball in the box. Curls it in towards the front post. It's flicked up. Sinisterra challenging for it against Nico Williams. Great challenge there from Weston McKennie, and the ball's actually stayed in. He's given it into Aronson. Aronson against Felipe. Aronson trying to get inside the box, but Felipe just manages to clear up to Awaniyi. And now Scarpa with an outside of the football tries to get it forward to Brendan Johnson, but Meslier is able to clean up and give it into Luke Ayling. Ayling looking for options. He curls it with his weak foot out to the left-hand side where Firpo's waiting for... Sinisterra's waiting for it to give it to Firpo. Sinisterra now trying to pass it forward to that was for Aronson, and McKennie didn't know what was going on there. I'll reply to some chats in a second, but it's pretty frantic at the moment as Felipe tries to get the ball up the pitch. McKennie's flying in everywhere, and Robin Koch manages to finally clear it, and the ball's gonna... No, it's not. So safe possession now, back at the back for Forest. Well, no subs for us yet. Alexis is saying, I'm guessing we're in incredible shape. Fingers crossed, no injuries. Yeah, we seem fine at the moment. We're not making any substitutions until maybe now. Oh, Rodrigo's coming on. Where do you stand on Cooper? Aronson's coming off, like we said. He probably would. I like Cooper, but I think his time is probably over now. So Brendan Aronson is coming off. What a good guess that was. And then who's the other player that's coming off? Everybody's getting Aronson's getting a standing ovation today. He's been good. There you go. I told you Somerville would be coming on later on, so we didn't need to worry about him not starting. Oh, and Sinisterra as well. I suppose Sinisterra's coming back from injury, isn't he? See, Javi Gracia is just a better manager. He makes it easier for me, doesn't he? Just Sinisterra and Aronson next to each other on the pitch, and then Rodrigo and Somerville. There we go. Leeds United subs then are out on your screen, so you'll be able to see them as well. So Rodrigo is on, and so is Somerville. Leeds then probably looking for a third goal, but Junior Firpo absolutely sliced that back to Meslier by accident, and Mellier's able to pick it up. Leicester City down to 10 men. That is big for Leeds. If who are Leicester playing? If their opposition can take advantage of it. Oh, Bamford! What you doing? Just pass it normally, Bamford. So Rodrigo's more playing up front with Bamford now in a two up top. Alexis is saying, in a way, I can feel Javi supporting Bamford to put a goal in. Probably why he hasn't subbed him. Just shows a relationship of managers and players. And yeah, Bamford has needed that before, hasn't he, really, in the past? He's needed a manager who puts a bit of faith in him. Dewsbury Hall sent off for a second yellow card. When Jesse Marsh first joined, I thought he was going to be the best manager because of the 3-0 win against Chelsea. Yeah, at the start of this season, it did seem like, oh my God, this is going somewhere. And then it just got worse and worse and worse. And eventually he had to go. Mellier's up for this. He's punched it away. Brendan Johnson has got it, and Mellier's had time this time to get back into his net. But I don't know if he realises he's not in the middle. That's a joke, of course. He knows his positioning. Robin Koch with a good little header away. Now Somerville with the ball. Somerville tries to flick it into the path of Rodrigo, but Rocker does really, really well to get it to Rodrigo. Rodrigo with the ball now breaking down the right-hand side, cutting inside, and Scarpas tries to fall on him for some reason. Oh, Ayling tries to cut it back after that little pass, and Leeds have won a corner there. Good little counter-attack from Leeds, but I feel like we could have maybe taken a little bit more advantage of what happened there. Rodrigo cut inside. Scarpa sort of tried to fall on him, and then he passed it into Ayling, and Ayling couldn't quite cut it back for Somerville, but Leeds have another chance on goal here because they have a corner. I was going to say a corner in the attacking third, but where else would a corner be if Leeds have it? Curled into the box by Mark Rocker. Somerville with a chance to shoot. Somerville shoots. It's blocked. McKennie shoots. It's chipped, and Navas is able to save it. Looks for the roll out and throws it out wide to Nico Williams, who's still on a yellow card, by the way. So if we can get into him and make him make a mistake. Brennan Johnson's touch has been terrible today. Timmy Chapman saying, would you take 10 million for Bamford? That's an interesting question, because I feel like he's still a quality player, but if we don't see, I feel like I would take 10 million for him if we don't see that level of quality, any level of quality from him by the end of, like, if he plays like this for the rest of the season, then yeah. But if he comes back with a little bit of quality, and he's able to score 2 or 3 goals and help create a little bit as well, then I would like to keep him. But yeah, it just depends on whether he can ever find any sort of form again, which I hope he does, because I like him and I like having him at Leeds. He's a good player to have. Rodrigo now with the ball through to Jack Harrison, and he just can't take the touch. I'm guessing, well, I won't mention it yet. Oh my God, Timmy, honestly, I shat myself then. Your message with a sad face, I thought it was because we'd conceded and I hadn't seen it yet, and then you retracted it because you remembered I didn't want spoilers. And then you change it to a laughing face. Luke Ayling now with the ball. Rodrigo with a chance to shoot. Rodrigo coming into the box. Oh, good tackle by Scarpa there. Surely it's time for Christensen to be brought on for Ayling. Yeah, well, Christensen's a goal machine at the moment, isn't he? He got 2 in his last 2 games. So, 2 in his last 2 club games. So, yeah, Christensen for Ayling is probably not a bad shout. Or maybe as we try to, Harrison looks tired. Nonto, and I think the thing is about Nonto, I don't know if he's fit to come on. I think, who else have we got? I think maybe Ruter for Harrison would be a shout. I think if you've got the option of playing a fit Ruter or potentially injuring worse Nonto, I would bring on Ruter. I mean, he's a £35 million player. I think it's a fair enough shout to want to bring him on. But yeah, Ruter out on the left-hand side, I could see that as a good option. Yeah, KD's agreeing, get Ruter on. Yeah, I feel like Ruter on that left hand side for Harrison, as Harrison, like you say, does look a bit looks a bit tired. And yeah, Rob saying as well, I think Nonto on the bench was a bluff. Yeah, I think it was a little bit of mind games. So I don't think he is fully fit. I saw a picture of him the other day, and he had a one of those boots on, you know, those protective boots. McKennie just slid in there and took out Andre Ayew. I've always get confused because of the Ayew brothers, which one's Andre and which one's Jordan, but it's Andre that plays for Forest, and he's the one that used to play for Swansea as well back in the days where he used to play with alongside Pablo Hernandez. That's a clever free kick from Forest, and now Leeds are just able to clear it through Weston McKennie. And Leeds can now get up the pitch a little bit. Bamford for Ruter. Yeah, you could see that as well. I don't know. It's a tricky one at the moment, isn't it? Either Harrison because he looks tired, or Bamford because he's just not been fantastic today. But Somerville now driving forward with the ball, gives it into Rodrigo. Rodrigo's being forced out wide by Niakate. Now Ayling with the ball. Ayling gives it into Somerville. Somerville back out to Weston McKennie, who plays a nice ball into Jack Harrison. Jack Harrison's in the box. Bamford tries to shoot, and it's blocked. And it's going to be a Leeds throw in just by... Oh, no, Nonto's out there running around, getting ready. Just by Nonto and Cooper by the corner flag. Did I hear that right? Did they just say that Bamford's still on his 49th goal for Leeds? So he only needs one more to hit 50 goals for Leeds. Oh, Leeds have won a free kick in a promising position. Alexis is saying, isn't it also crazy how injury can make or break someone's career? I was just thinking of Bamford being gone. Bielsa's second season to Jesse Marsh. Pretty long time. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? And... he had a lot of injuries in between then, because he came back. I was at that Brentford game where he scored at the back post with his knee, that late equaliser to make it 2-2. I was at that game, and that was halfway through his comeback, and then he got injured again, and then he had to go off again for ages, and it's he'd had a torrid time of injuries, hadn't he? And he's finally back now, but he just doesn't look as sharp. Curled the ball in now from Rocker, and Kayla Navas is able to keep it. Michael Speed saying, if we stay up, do you think McKennie is worth what Juventus want for him? I think on today's performance, yes, but not. I haven't seen that consistently enough from him. I hope to. Maybe he just needed a little bit of time to get settled at Leeds, and maybe this system's a lot better for him than what Jesse Marsh was playing. But yeah, from today's game, McKennie, I would pay that much for him. I think he's that good. I think he's been really good today. Some of the balls he was spraying forward, a bit more progressive passing, a bit more tackling as well in there. I think he's been really, really good today. So on the basis of today's game, yes. But I hope to see that. I hope to see more from him in the way he's played today. If Bamford scored, it'll be his 50th goal for Leeds, and it'll be the 34th Leeds player to achieve that. Yeah, that's not a massive amount of players, is it? So it would be a big achievement for him to get that 50 goals. It wasn't that long ago he scored his 100th goal in all competitions. His 100th career goal now. Mark Rocker makes a good block in the box against the Forest player there, and now Jack Harrison trying to clear against Nico Williams and manages it. Bamford's done really well there to stay up on his feet, and he's handed it off to Mark Rocker. Oh, play the advantage, ref! Did you see that? Yeah, people saying about Bamford's confidence is a massive thing. Yeah, it definitely is. But did you see that? Bamford's looking up. Felipe fouls him. Okay, but Bamford doesn't have the ball anymore. And Rocker plays a beautiful ball forward into Rodrigo. And Rodrigo would have been through on goal. So how can you... That's not an advantage then, is it? Play advantage. I don't get that. Rodrigo was through on goal, and I don't think he was offside. I think he was through on goal. So Leeds have got a free kick here. Just where Bamford was fouled. Felipe's received a yellow card for that. So they've got a centre-back and a centre-back, a right-back, and a right winger all on yellow cards now. Strout clipping the ball forwards into Rodrigo. Nice pass from him. Oh, Rodrigo tried something special there. Should have let the play go on. Come on, ref, that pisses me off. Yeah, it does, because Rodrigo literally would have been through on goal there, and the ref didn't even give it a chance to give the move a chance to breathe. He thought that Rocker had just smashed it, but Rodrigo was waiting for it. It would have been through. When McKennie came, he looked overweight, and you know we don't do chunky boys. They're always fit as a butcher's dog. Yeah, he did a little bit, but then the thing is, he looked like that in a football shirt. When you saw him take his top off when he did his medical, he was stacked. He's like really muscly and well built, more than being a bit chunky. So maybe, I don't know, maybe he needs to lose a little bit of muscle as well. But Adama Traore always seems to do all right. Oh my God, it's bobbling around in the box. Oh, now it's outside the box. Now it's curled well wide by Toffolo, but Meslier seemed to go down there. I don't know whether he was just making sure that he had his angles covered, or he just got injured, because it looked like he fell over a bit awkwardly. Maybe he just sort of fell over. Yeah, McKennie is an athlete, powerfully built. Rob saying, yeah, I think he's just a bit of a big boy. A bit of a muscly chunk. Scarpa with the header from Mellier's goal kick. For some reason, we've just let Shelvey take the ball down and play it forward. No foul, Strauch, no foul. Now Scarpa with the ball back again. Scarpa plays the ball down the line as Somerville's tracking backs. Excellent from Somerville. That's what we want more of from Somerville. A lot of people complaining that Somerville often doesn't help out his fullback in these games, but Somerville certainly did there. He ran all the way back and got a block in there on that cross from I think it was Toffolo. So Leeds need to try and get a header away on this. Nice one from Rocker to chest that away, and then he tries to send it clear, but Shelvey gets a foot in, and now Brennan Johnson with a chance to get the ball in the box against McKennie. Now he's going to give it back out wide to Nico Williams. Nico Williams wearing the number 7 shirt going down the side, and Furpos are able to block that out for a throw-in, I think. So as every team needs a couple of battle tanks. Yeah, and as a midfielder as well, it's good to have him in there because he can bully the opposition around a little bit. He can make sure that he gets his body in there, and he throws his weight about a little bit, and he's very good at that. Villa score 2-0 over Leicester. Sorry, 2-1. That's good news for us then. Well done, Villa. Scarpa tries to shoot, and it goes straight to Bamford. Bamford's one-on-one with the defender here with Felipe. He's going to try and wait for people to come back and support him. Oh, Bamford's bloody lost it. Oh, no, he's got it back again. Bamford, just give it to another Leeds player and be done. Just give it to another Leeds player and run away. And now Leeds have finally won a free kick, and I think it's Chiarte has got a yellow card. But bloody hell, Bamford, just give it to another Leeds player. Yes, Aston Villa. Who scored the second goal for Villa? I would like to shake his hand. Unless it's Tyrone Mings. It will be now, won't it? So, Czech Chiarte has just got a yellow card as well. He's an absolute Premier League club merchant. How many clubs has he been at now? I think he's been at Palace, West Ham, Forest, maybe one more. Little chip forward from Ayling there. Somerville's managed to keep this in here. Oh, no, he's not. Well, he has, but he was offside. Bertrand Traore scored second goal for Villa. Good news. That's good for us. Is it me, or does anyone else get mixed up with Somerville and Sinisterra? I do. I don't get mixed up with the people, but I say the wrong name sometimes just because I don't know, maybe the S noise and it's the same amount of syllables. Somerville, Sinisterra. No, not even the same amount of syllables. Strouk put his head in the way there, and then Ayling was able to clear it long. Bamford's now got the ball up top. Bamford's been thrown down there by Felipe, but not been given anything. Bamford, get back up again. Meslier is able to catch that there. 15 seconds left of the 90, and then I'm aware in the chat that it's 5 added minutes. Squeaky bum time, people are saying. Why do we buy Ruter for 35 million when he's unproven? And we've been crying out for a striker since Bamford, who's absolutely useless. I think it just depends on the game and stuff as well. I think at the moment Ruter is being used in a different type of position. He's probably going to be brought on out wide if he's going to be brought on, but he's pretty good at holding the ball up. So I mean, it might be a good idea to actually bring him on. I'm actually not going to look at the chat now, just for the next 5 minutes. We'll talk a little bit after the game. Oh, that's beautiful. Strouk just throwing himself at the ball there. I'm not going to look at the chat now just for the next 5 minutes, just so that I can, so I don't see any spoilers or anything. But yeah, Rasmus is... Bamford's coming off, yes, like somebody said. Home sub's off. Somerville got a yellow card then, by the way. Bamford off. And Rasmus Christensen is going to come on, or Rasmus Nissen, as he is also known sometimes. I think for Ruter and the downside, as our position in the table, the pressure for him is extremely high. Yeah, I agree with that. I am actually not going to look at the chat for the next. I've actually taken it off my screen completely, so I can't even be tempted to look. So for the next 5 minutes, I will just be watching this without the chat, and then I'll address your comments. So keep putting them in, and I'll address them afterwards, because I just want to have my natural reaction to this. Meslier heads the ball into the crowd. Don't know if he'll get a yellow card for that. He was already out of play, and then he decided to head it into the cop. Sorry, not the cop, the south stand. Was trying to figure out my orientation there, which way around we were. So come on, Leeds. Get the ball forward. Get the ball forward. We're into 2 minutes and 10 seconds-ish. By the time you see this, 2 minutes and 20 seconds. By the time you see this, that'll be right. Of injury time now. Forest still trying to get the ball forward. Firpo, though, winning the header, and it's going to go out for a Forest throw-in here with Brennan Johnson about to take it. Come on, Leeds. Hang on to this. It's a big, big 3 points. You can see the Leeds fans heads in hands, and that's what I feel like doing at the moment, but I have to talk, and it's just like nervous jabber at the moment. Get the ball away. Nice from Rodrigo. Nice little header. Flicked on by Shelby and then flicked out of play by Iwoni. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And it's going to be a goal kick to Leeds. So 3 minutes of injury time have gone, and we've still got 2 minutes left, and we've got a goal kick to try and send the ball as far up the pitch as possible. I think Iwoni shouldn't have really touched that, and it might have gone to Toffolo, but you never know. Come on, Leeds. A minute and a half left then. Strout with a header away. Shelby tries to pump it back forward again, but Firpo's up against Brennan Johnson. Brennan Johnson's gone down like a sack of spuds there, and Leeds have actually won a throw-in. And now Junior Firpo has tactically dropped to his knees with a bit of I've got a bit of a stomach problem. But I don't think that's... But now I think Mark Rocker is having a little bit of a go at Brennan Johnson. Don't need to get involved in it, Mark. You do not need to get involved in it because you're winning this game. I know it could probably make the time go on a little bit longer, but he will just add that on. It feels weird when the chat's not next to me because it feels like I'm talking to no one. I just feel like a crazy person now. When the chat's there, it's like I'm actually talking to people. I can see your names and I can see what you put in. When I get rid of it, I literally can just see my desktop and then my streaming software. Like, I can't. It feels like I'm talking to no one. It feels weird. Come on, Leeds. Nice ball forward there from McKennie. Rodrigo's going to try and win it here against Felipe. He forces Felipe back into the corner, and Harrison and a combination of Harrison and Rodrigo, and now Rodrigo's been pushed over the advertising hoarding. Somebody in the family stand is like, there you go, mate. Just help you up, Rodrigo. This is all good for it. It's the 5 minutes are up. The 5 minutes of additional time have gone up now. We are into additional time. Come on, Leeds. Get this header away. Perfect. Weston McKennie into the path of Rodrigo. Rodrigo into Somerville. Somerville's through on goal. Somerville! He's missed! Sitter! Yes! Yes! Massive 3 points. Massive victory. Leeds United have gone 13th. Oh my God. Yeah, so since I was watching, Ayling shouldn't be hated on as much as he did. Yeah, I don't hate Ayling. I just think he needs a bit of a rest. That'll do, boys. Rob saying, yeah, absolutely. 3 points. Buzzing with that. Yeah, needs time. We've got to stay up. Come on, blow the whistle, ref. He did. If Ruta played like... Jeff is saying if Ruta played like Bamford, the fans would be livid about the transfer fee and how he is rubbish. Yeah, but I think that's just football, isn't it? And fans are fickle. We just need to give players a bit more time, I think. But when you're in a relegation battle, it can be frustrating. But we have won. We've won 2-1. Results went our way in other places, I think, as well. Villa hold 2-1. All results have gone our way for a change too, so let's refresh that. Oh, the table looks a little bit more appetizing now, doesn't it? And look who we are, 1 place below. We are 1 place below Crystal Palace. I'll see if I can... Actually, do you know what? I'm not going to do that. Basically, yeah, the table, we are 1 point behind Crystal Palace, and we play them next. So that is a big game for us. Another 6-pointer. But Leicester City lost. Bournemouth are 2-0 down to Brighton, so they're going to lose as well. And now we are 2 points clear of the drop. If we can beat Crystal Palace, there's a chance that we go 5 or 6 points clear of the... Well, no, 5 at the most, clear of the drop. So that could be massive for us. So, on Sunday... I will be at the game. Easter Sunday, I'll be at the game, Palace, going with my dad. I'm going to do a match day vlog so you get the fan experience, what it's like to be in Elland Road. And a lot of you are international viewers, Australia, America, all over the place. Got Argentina as well, I think. But yes, thank you everybody for joining me. Yes, enjoy work, Rob. Hope it's not too shit, but at least you'll have... got a win to start the day with. 13th, we could still make the top 10. We could literally still make the top 10, which is ridiculous, isn't it? But yes, we need to win at the weekend, as Jeff is saying, and that will be... and Harrison, welcome to the channel, mate. So yeah, we are going into the weekend. Yeah, like the stream as well just before you leave. That really helps me out. Thank you everybody for joining. We've had loads of people in tonight. 110 of you concurrent viewers at the moment, which is absolutely brilliant for this channel. So yeah, there'll be a match day vlog on Sunday. A nice Easter Sunday. Hopefully win and match day vlog, so you'll all be able to watch that and see what it's like to be in the ground if you're not there. So yeah, big 3 points takes us up to 13th. Absolutely buzzing with that. Thank you everybody for joining me, and I shall see you next time on Leeds Lately. I might be doing a match reaction to this, so obviously you lot will have already seen how I feel about it, but I might be doing a bit of a reaction to this and and a bit of a preview for the Palace game. So you might see that in the next couple of days. Yes, thank you everybody for joining me, and I shall see you next time on Leeds Lately.